LinkedIn and Facebook. Sorry, guys. It's all going to be on YouTube. It's all going to be on YouTube if it's working. And usually there's a massive delay. This is live Capture and Connect, which is fun on Tuesdays. And today I'm so excited. We're going to talk about fresh eyes. Fresh eyes on your work, or basically how to see your photography the way clients do. I'm on my actual channel right now to see if anything's popping up before I actually start really teaching because I don't even know for sure if I'm on. It says I'm on. It says live. Okay, let me check it out. I could get going. So what I did was I ended up putting, yes, I'm there. Hello, hello. I ended up putting the in the chat of where I'm supposed to be at and saying, yep, Riverside, the company I'm using, has a really hard time on scheduling live streams. They're excellent in the podcast. I will give them kudos to any of you that want to start like a podcast type thing. That's their specialty. They also will let you go live like I'm doing now, but the pre-scheduling, they need to work on that. We all need to work on things. They're trying. So I don't want to ding them too much. It's just really difficult for me to actually get this podcast going on the right side. So, you know, where it's scheduled, I share with you. You come to the link. You don't have to go to the main uh, YouTube or whatever. But I will say, the people who show up and after the after party, the people show up later. I really appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun. I wanted to really dive into spring this time because spring is where I know down under some of you are in the fall, but and I think spring and fall, honestly, for nature photographers, then creatives that love that kind of that feeling. Some people like winter, which is cool. This is my first winter. I started this live podcast because I was in winter and I love to go on live. But some of you don't know who I am. I'm Janice Sullivan. I license my photography and I also coach photographers who want to take their passion to profit. But I travel a lot. I am a nature photographer. We travel in our motorhome and go around the United States and have a blast. Internet is not always my friend. But I'm hooked up right now in an apartment that I've been staying in New Hampshire. New Hampshire's a beautiful state, I'll tell you. I'm learning some new things about forest and photographing in the forest area. I don't know where you could let me know down in the chat. What do you photograph? I do macro photography. Do you do macro photography? I'd love to know. I had before I sold my we sold our house, I had a huge studio set up. Love lights. I have a background in photography, went to college and for arts and emphasis in photography and just love that whole creative spin and got into the licensing, which I really, really love. Some of us like printing, some of us like to put things on products, some of us like to do workshops, but whatever your gig is, I mean, I hope you're doing it. That's what we're here for to take your passion to profit. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this because obviously the link that I gave everybody is the wrong link, but I'm here. It's like, it's okay. This is actually going to be my last live. It is the end of April, and we are moving out of this apartment, so I will miss some of you guys that have been hanging out with me. I am going to share videos. I'm going to do videos still here on Tuesday. I'm going to do it like a podcast. I just can't be live, which I'm really bummed about, but I personally want to get out and photograph and do my thing. And I don't want to worry about internet. So I'll be here for you guys. So this is what happens. This is no longer, I'll be here, but it won't be live. Every Tuesday, I'm going to drop a video out at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is now, yeah. So basically, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to still do it. I'm still going to be here for you. The more you guys comment, the more you guys put things up in the comments down below, the more I make videos for you. I'm gonna share some really cool behind the scenes, because it's not gonna be live, but I am still keeping it focused on podcasting, where you can listen as you're driving to your if you're going out to photograph for nature and you wanna listen to my voice before you shoot, that's what this podcast is really about. I really want this episode to help you as you are beginning to create. So this is where I'm at. I'm on Spotify, Apple, and then the Amazon, Audible and Amazon Music. So if you really do like what you hear there, I would love to hear, give check it out. Check it out first. My husband's always, why do they always say like right in the beginning of the video? Like my video and subscribe when you haven't even given anybody any we just had this conversation. You haven't even like said, "Hey, do you like this?" Thumbs up, and it's true. So, we do a lot of things what the gurus say, like, when I first started YouTube, I was doing what they said, "Oh, just say like and subscribe." And when I hear people like my husband talk about it, so I want you to think about this as even when I'm talking, listen to your people. So, I'm listening to Kevin where he's like my husband's going, "In YouTube, they're already asking for a like." That really annoys me. So I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta cut back on that on YouTube because I'm sure it's annoying other people, right?" Oh, there's 2 here. So yeah, somebody's here. Yeah, my link didn't work. Sorry. But hey, thanks for being here. Welcome to Capture and Connect. All right, so we're gonna get into this is where I'm at, and then we're gonna get into the live podcasting right now. We're gonna talk about I wanted to really do this on spring for the spring. And I will check out the chats as I do this because that's why I do this live because I really enjoy hanging out with you guys live and I can answer questions live. So feel free to chat it up. Let's go ahead and let me get I have to get things up. You could see that my website is Photobiz Method if you ever want to check out more about what I do for you. Again, like I said in the beginning, today is about fresh eyes, how to see your photography like your client would. Now, before I get started, I just want you to know, I'm not asking you to change your creativity because we make work that we truly love. And that's not what I'm saying here. But I do want you to have a mindset as you're photographing this spring because I mean, I know. Let me ask you this. Have you ever come home from a shoot, looked at your photos, and thought, man, these are beautiful. I rocked it this time. And then as time goes and you're sharing, you're like, but why isn't anybody buying? What the heck? These are awesome. Well, I'm going to talk to you about this. I'm going to share with you something that completely could change the way that you think and you look at your own work. And what it's going to do, it's going to help you connect to your buyers who are really ready to purchase, but maybe looking at the way they feel and they think you'll create a little bit different, just a little bit. Not I'm gonna give you an examples. I'm gonna give you examples for sure. Because what happened was, my example is I used to think that if I kept getting better and better as a photographer, a creative, that the clients will naturally come to me. That's what I really truly thought. I mean, I actually even got um I really got sorry, somebody just dinged me and I got distracted. I I really focused on, like, having the perfect camera, and I needed to really understand, the lighting and all this other stuff, which I learned a lot in college, so I got the head of the game, but I really felt like I needed to make sure everything was perfect. So in college, we learn the basics, or if you go to a workshop, you learn the basics, ISO, f-stop, shutter speed, composition, stuff like that. You learn those. Those are like basics. And then, of course, they teach you to be perfect because you got to understand how do you expose. I was taught corner to corner and focus. I was taught lighting. I was taught a lot of different things. But once we were in, say freshman, sophomore, you get your, let's just do it that way. Maybe you're doing a workshop. So you did a couple workshops and you're just learning those basics. But you got to learn it and understand it. And then after that, let's say junior and senior, we'll do it that way. That's when the creativity really starts to hit. Because once we understand the basics and our creativity, we want challenges. That's what I did. I wanted to challenge myself, and I really did appreciate the professors that I had. So I want to express to you how they had touched me, so I can touch you. So once I understood, or we as a group understood our basics, then the professors were like pushing us on more about, again, the creative, and pushing us out of our comfort zone for sure, which was really, really cool. So we got a lot of touch of, exhibitions they would have at the college. Now I was fortunate to live in Southern California, and the exhibitions at the college was absolutely amazing. I mean, top-notch photographers that are very successful. And one thing that was really interesting that I want to say thank you, Professor Colby, if you ever listen to this, is that he would stress, "Do you see the imperfections of the shots in this exhibition?" Because we would walk around and we would go through the work and talk about the work. And so there was definitely out of focus and things that we were not taught in the beginning. You're like, "Hey, it's got to be in focus," but we got to a point where like it doesn't have to be perfect. And he would say, "How do you feel about when you see this piece?" And that was so good to make us, we sometimes when we were being taught, we didn't even realize until after I graduated, I realized what he did, and we would have conversations, and I would say, he goes, "Yeah, I didn't want to tell you everything because I have to teach you." And that's one of the things that I like to coach. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything. You have to learn on your own, but I'm going to push you, and you may not understand why I'm pushing you. So that's why I'm pushing you today. I'm pushing you today as a coach because it was really good for me to view these top-notch photographers, understanding they were not perfect photographs, but the feelings I got from the pieces is what mattered. And this is what is true about your buyers. They are not looking at your technical perfection. They are looking on how a photo makes them feel. Feel, feel, feel. That's what I always say. So I'm going to share with you, in the spring, I I love to photograph flowers out in the spring, and I always go out there and shoot. And yeah, so I really loved doing, um, like, how when you go out and you see something, you're just so excited and you just want to get all of it. So, like, I was doing in the beginning, before I really understand what my client wanted, I was doing a lot of vibrant flowers, and it was a lot of stuff, right? Um, and they weren't selling. Now, remember, I know my clients are licensing, and so I want you to think about your clients, what you're doing. I'll talk about this in a little bit, but let me just explain to it. So, when I was shooting for myself, but I really wanted to get into hotels like the Marriott. And, so but the thing was is that it wasn't hitting them. So, and I'm thinking, why not? It's so pretty. But then I wasn't paying attention to what they were feeling. So that's when things changed for me, when I really said, okay, I want to get into the Marriott. This is the Marriott that I really enjoy. So, what kind of moods are in their space? What kind of emotions do they want for the big picture of what they're using in their hotel? It's not just a pretty picture. They can find pretty pictures all the time, but they care about moods. I That's what I want you to think. This is the light bulb moment. So what I did was in the season that I was like, okay, something's not working. So I started paying attention to their feelings of what they're doing. So it's like feeling of hope, renewal, serenity. These are little things that I picked up by researching my clients, which I wanted to be in the Marriott, those kind of that vibe of hotel licensing. And I wanted to make sure that they were craving what I had, and I still photograph the way I am, what I do, but I knew that I could change it up just a little bit. So these images now, what I do is my flowers are not like tons of flowers for what I do. Now there may be other hotels or clients that just love those. I know I see a lot of pictures that have a lot of flowers, like the lavender fields. That's pretty. Does your client like lavender? Does your client like that type of style? That's what you must think. And if they like a lot, then that's cool. But mine weren't. Mine were like up in your face flowers. So I started taking the single flower and really making it. I still stack my work, but I was thinking more about the feeling of the peace that would be in their space. And it wasn't so busy because they wanted more, like, calmness, right? So I changed my viewpoint thinking about that. So, not only when I started changing that up, my licensing, I started licensing these pieces, these beautiful flowers, single flowers I was doing, and because that's what my clients wanted for me. So what happened was they licensed these pieces, and my licensing can go for 12 months to 2 years. But of course, my stuff, I see a chat, so that's cool. I'll come to the chat, say hi. So I What happened was not only did they get licensed, which was amazing, I still had the pieces on my website, and other companies were wanting to license the images too, and I'm like, "Good, they're already licensed," So, I knew I was hitting the mark then. So now when I go out, I know what type of photography I wanna do in the spring. So that's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about your work and what you would like to sell if you're licensing, if that's your target, if you're printing, what type of people would you like what you have on the what would let's say they get what type of people would like that on their walls? If you're commissioning, who would like to have a custom piece from you? Why would they wanna connect with you? So, um, I wanna get to this chat. It's kinda bugging me because I like to say hi. Found me. Thank you, David. Thank you. I know. It's really tough. I cannot get Riverside to hook up to the actual video, the live stream. Thanks for being here, though. Oh, I see you got a couple more people here. Yay, thanks for being here. Yeah, kinda bummed that it's just not working with the scheduling with Riverside. But I want you to think about your work again. Let's do this. I just kept seeing that thing, the chat over there. I was like, "I wanna say hi." That's why I'm here because I wanna say hi, I wanna answer questions. So let's do this again. I wanna say this again. I'm gonna go like this. Let me make sure because I have little bullet points that I wanna make sure that I get across from you. So again, I'm not changing. I may like the broad, uh, tons of flowers around, and that's great for me, but I still also like to photograph up close and do very close flowers. So, it's not like I'm changing up everything, but I know what my clients are liking. Especially if one person likes it, then, oh, there's gotta be some more, and sure enough, when you're getting emails going, "Hey, can I use this image? I'd like to use this image," and you're like, "Oh, I can't," it's already licensed, but it's still okay, guess what? Jan's gonna make more work, right? So then that person, I keep in mind, "Hey, when something's up, this is how we'll connect, and I can share with you some of the things that I'm doing." So you just keep the connection going, the conversation. But also, I was talking about commission and I was talking about your prints. A lot of us do, um, we do workshops. So you got to think about what I would do with if you were doing a workshop like I used to do a workshop. Obviously, I would share my work of how I make this image and how what what am I going to teach you? What are they going to pay for you to do for them? Show them and learn. And it's again, your work should be attracting the feelings of the clients if you want to do a workshop. So there's such a variety of things that you could do. But it's really truly thinking before you push the shutter button. Why would they want this? Not just because you shot it, but why? Why do they want it? Why are they gonna buy from you? What are you giving them when it comes to feelings? And you test things out. That's how I learned. I learned by not by sharing what I truly loved and understanding, okay, let me go and do a little bit more research on the feelings that I wanna give my clients. So this way, you have the shot. This is a good shot now because you know that this is what they're liking. This is what they're feeling, and that you're gonna capture it at this moment. This time, right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to be challenged to pick one photo and write a one-sentence story for that photo. Imagining that you're going to sell it to a client. So when we sell something, we are talking about the feelings that we're giving them. And when you shift through that, your creations will change just a little bit because you're going to see through their buying eyes and it will give you more connection to the people that you truly want to work with. So I think that too, it also will move you closer to making your passion profitable because it's not the you syndrome, right? It is what you create, but if you just create for yourself only, then it's a hobby. And that's fine if that's what you want is just a hobby. I feel really sad again. I'll say it again because a lot of people just keep their stuff on a hard drive. Let's see. These are mine. If any of you guys use these, I do it on external and then I do also on the internet. So in case something burns down, I have my images everywhere. So let's see. I want you to know. Let me see. If you truly want some ideas on the steps, some of you already here have seen it. Whoops, why do these things pop up? So you could see over here how to find your images that will sell. If you don't know what to do and how to start this process, that how to pick the images will sell is pretty awesome. We did that. You can get it free at photobizmethod.com. It's right up in your face. And that really takes you to a new realm of looking and doing a little bit of research. You won't change your creativity, you won't change it, but you may see something that you're like, "Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's doing really well on mine." I get that. I get that. So, oops. So grab that if you don't have it. And of course, if you have questions, ask me here now. Let me what is this? I see something. So I'm going to put that up. Let's see. Seaside by the shore where sands embrace afternoons. Whispers of peace. See, it comes down to us. Whispers of peace in the seaside place. I love it. Yeah. I think that, which is great because you know what you're feeling, and then if your people are doing that. So the thing too is that what you wrote right there, David, is awesome. So when you go in to shoot now, write that down and go shoot and look at it. You know how always I'm saying, like, tell your stories about your pieces? So let's try something different here, especially a lot of photographers, they don't know. There's like, I don't know what to photograph. And you will never, ever, ever feel that way again if you really want to create for someone else too. So, and you're building different portfolios up, which is really cool. So I think it would be really cool to write like what David just did. He wrote it something down, which is really cool. Oh my god, that's so funny, David. But if that is your gig and what you're having your clients feel, take that sentence down, write it, and go shoot, and keep that in front of your face, and try to get those moods. Try to get that feeling. Go do it. It's a challenge. Why not? I mean, that's what's so fun. I love challenges. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But you will think differently and to push yourself, right? So I think you could really connect with people when you're doing it this way. And then you'll have stories too. Remember, your stories too are about the feeling, but when we tell stories, we have a goal, and then there's a part of our goal that doesn't work. That maybe you have to the wind's blowing too much, or the sun's not going too well, or what the tripod's not working, or something's kind of funky or whatever. Tell them about the challenges that you've done and how you accomplished it at the end piece when you do it. That's a real fast storytelling. Yeah, so let me see what's going on. Let me look at this. I wanted to end this because this podcast, I wanted to end this as you think about your spring, as you think about going out and photographing, and make the shift to really think about how can I change things up just a little bit if you're not hitting the mark. If you're hitting the mark and you're selling, you're doing really well, kudos to you. But maybe you want to try something different too. So it's really about having some breakthroughs of something you want to try, and you push it out. Not everything's going to be perfect, and don't feel like you have to be perfect. It's progress over perfection for sure. But once you know that people are relating to that, keep it going. I know that we like to do different things. We like to try different things, but do that on the side and make some money with what's hitting the mark. And this spring and summer is a perfect time to really get out and photograph, and really get out to process if you want to do something process or create something that you love. So I will say, so David, you probably didn't hear in the beginning. I This is my last live. And the reason why I can't do any more live is because we're moving out of this apartment that I've stayed here for the winter. And I'm going to do a lot of traveling again and photographing again, and I don't have the best Wi-Fi. So I am still doing my CC Biz method, and a lot of times that's on a phone. When I don't have good Wi-Fi, I'm connecting to them. You know, David, I'll be on the phone with you guys for power hours. but to do this live like this, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna actually be on a podcast tomorrow and, well, they're taping. Most people don't do it live like this, but they're gonna tape, and I'll be on that, and I'll share it with you guys, and it's they're called Rocky Mountain. He's just starting off. It's really cool. So I want to support photographers. I like to support any of you that are doing something that's really that your passion. So when he asked me, I said, "Sure, I am all over that." And I hope that you have gotten something out of this live. I'm I will say that I'm very flustered a little bit about Riverside not being able to get me scheduled where the other company is really good when it comes to streaming live. StreamYard is really, really good if you any of you guys want to get involved in your photography business and being on YouTube. I'm I understand YouTube. I understand about streaming. The reason why I've picked this company is because I'm trying uh I want to try podcasts because I like to talk, as you could tell. And I wanna be in your ears as you're traveling or as you're let's just say if you do music while you're shooting and then after you wanna listen while you're doing something, you can listen to my words. I wanna give you support on being able to take your passion to profit and not give up. Okay, with that said, though, I want to, if you have any other questions or anything like that, I want you to know that I will always be on Spotify and Apple. I'm gonna be focusing on putting things on YouTube. They're gonna be short and sweet, one little steps on maybe I'll share with you as I'm doing an ad or something, or as I am doing some I love co-schedule. Maybe I'll show you what I'm doing, and I can give you that behind the scenes real fast. It's not gonna be there the fun videos that I truly love to make that you guys have seen it takes a lot of work to do that, and at the moment, I'm just really gonna concentrate on doing more of getting you to the point and not it's yeah. So we'll see. I'm experimenting. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Okay, with that said, I'm going to say goodbye. It is a short podcast today, and I apologize that it has been a mess. Right? I like to sing when stuff happens. Don't have a good voice though. All right, you guys. Hey, it's been a blast, a wonderful winter, and I really truly enjoyed every single one of you guys being here. It's been so much fun. And until then, I will be in the comment sections of my videos. I still love YouTube. I still will push them out. It's going to be more of a podcasty feel to it because I enjoy this. I'm just going to be like a regular podcast where you tape it before and then you put it in afterwards. It can't be live because I don't have the internet. And so be it. Please know that you're valuable. I want you to understand this. You are valuable and people pay for value. You just got to show them that you're valuable. If you've listened to any of these lives, you know that you can do this. I have some raws out there that are on Apple and Spotify and Amazon. Those are true things you're going to be listening to in the background about what's going on during the week. You're going to hear a little bit more about me fo- with photography, working with clients, and also, like stuff like right now, I'm in the middle of thinking about a new computer about photography, things that are just everything's revolved around business, business and photography. So I hope to see you there. It'll be fun. Okay. Cheers, everyone. You have a good one. Thanks, David. Oh, wait. And if you like this, hit the like button and subscribe. All right. See you later. Bye.